I challenged myself to barbecue, just like my ancestors did 200 years ago. And this is what we're going to be cooking on. I've got my barrel here set up. It's an old wine barrel, and it's just the thing that, well, my ancestors used to use to smoke their barbecue in. You see, the word barbecue comes from barbacoa, which basically is a Mexican technique of cooking. And it derived from that, and it evolved until it's barbecue in what we call today. And some think of barbecue as low and slow, Texas style barbecue. Some people in Europe, for instance, they think about, if they say barbecue, they mean grilling, just grilling sausages and grilling meat. So to everybody, it means something different. So I'm going to be cooking on this barrel. It's an old wine barrel, and I'm going to use it to smoke my meat, to experience the flavors from the past, the way my ancestors used to cook, the way my ancestors used to barbecue. All right, let's start working on our fire, because it wasn't as easy as just opening a bag of charcoal and dumping it in your barbecue back in the days. No, man, they had to have their firewood ready. So let's start chopping. The best way to start a fire is to start it small. So I'm going to make a base out of bark. Bark contains more oil than the wood itself, and therefore ignites easier. A pile like this will do the job. Now I'm going to start up my fire starter. Oh, of course my ancestors didn't have like a torch like this, but hey, they didn't have sneakers like this either, and a thermal shirt and whatever. While our fire is starting up slowly, I'm going to talk to you about our sponsor of today, Raid Shadow Legends. Raid Shadow Legends has millions of players and dozens of tough bosses, but its heart and soul are the furious champions. And guess what? They just introduced a new playable faction. Get ready to meet the Shadowkin. The Shadowkin is this faction that came from the Far East and are these dangerous looking samurai guys that use katanas, bows, and there is even a guy who has steel blades on his knuckles. These are some of my favorite characters in the game, and what I like is that it's so addictive and I can kill my time at the barn when I'm waiting for the meat to cook. Just sit in the sun and kill a dungeon boss. As you can see, the Shadowkin are heavily inspired by the mythos of medieval Japan. They've got nimble ninjas, sharp samurais, ominous oni, and a whole host of mythical badasses. Are they good? Are they bad? Why have they returned, and why now? They only just arrived, so get ready to meet new members as they arrive in the game. This month, Raid just released an insane amount of new content and new things to do. First up, they released 11 amazing new champions and also released almost 200 brand new missions to complete, with an exclusive legendary champion as your reward if you manage to finish them all. And if that's not enough, they also added 5 tough new level bosses to almost every single dungeon in the game. So what are you waiting for? Go down to the video description, click on the link, and support me by downloading Raid today. Alright, I'm busted. The whole ancestor thing and getting my phone out is probably not the right way to make an ancestral video, but hey, come on, I gotta check my tavern, make sure everything is going right, and my Raid Shadow Legends. It took around half an hour to get the fire to this level. I kept on adding firewood until we have a big pile of embers with a lot of heat and a little bit of smoke. This is the time that we need to start prepping the meat. And of course I selected some beautiful meat. Look at this wild boar rack of ribs. These are the belly ribs and they look absolutely amazing. And I also got some lamb ribs which still have a part of the shoulder attached to them. A lot of meat, a lot of fat, and a lot of flavor. Then another piece of wild boar, and this is the whole leg of wild boar. What a beauty and what a beast. This thing is going to be epic on our smoker. And then a butterfly leg of deer, deboned and perfect for our smoker. This is going to be done quickly and probably going to be our first snack. I'm going to season it with salt, and depending on the thickness of the meat, I'm going to add more or less salt. So thin meat, less salt, thick meat, more salt. Now all we need to do is stick a hook in it and go back to our fire. Look at our fire. I want to make it as compact as possible so we get everything scraped together in a big pile. and have it take up as less space as possible. Look at it, this is going to be perfect slow burning. Now I'm going to put the barrel on. This is a big heavy barrel. I'm just going to roll it on. And look at it, we just built our smoker. Come take a look inside. You see that we have the fire in the center here.
That's a lot of smoke, man.
Oh, come on, like you're not used to smoking. We have a fire in the center here, and you can see by the daylight in the corners, that's where the wind comes in and refreshes the airflow. Of course, I'm going to need something to hang my meat on. So I've got this iron bar, which is strong enough to hold some weight, and I got some hooks on which I can hang the meat, and I'm going to hang it off center in the opposite area where the fire is. Look at this bad boy. But it's no match for our barrel. We could hang even larger guts in here. I'm gonna hang this one straight on. There we go. And then now it sits perfectly, just away from the fire, but close enough to get the heat and get the smoke. Let's load this thing up further. We got our meat in and it's smoking and it's cooking. But how do you know the temperatures? How do you know when you're doing it right? Well, you use these thermometers. These things are proper thermometers and they work as the best that, well, you can think of. Because you stick these thermometers in the barrel and you measure the temperature with your hands. And once you feel that the heat is enough for your hands to start cooking, you know that your meat is cooking. So basically, that's how my ancestors determined it, and if it's good enough for them, it surely is good enough for me. Now we gotta figure out how to control the temperature. And that's why I'm putting this big plank on. Of course, with the rain, I need to protect it, and at the same time, I wanna keep the smoke in the barrel. So here, I got my air going in through that hole here at the bottom, that little crack, and on the top, look, we still have a little edge here, and the barrel is a little burn over here, so I know air is getting in and air can go out. But if I need more heat and I need more power, I'm just going to move the lid, create an opening, and the draft will rise up the fire, getting the temperature hotter and hotter in the barrel. But with these thermometers, I'm keeping it in check. I think this is going to be perfect. You know, a little fire inside. I can feel the temperature, I can see the smoke. This is going to be awesome. Wow, look at this beauty. Look at the beautiful smoke color that we've gotten. It's almost fall apart tender. This is going to be such a treat. I'm going to get the other pieces, then we're going to carve everything up and we're going to do the taste test. I think we have to establish that my grandfathers, my ancestors, they knew what they were doing. They knew how this stuff works. I almost said it. You heard it?
You said it.
I never used that word. Why did I use it? But look at it. Seriously. I feel like a badass. I smoked in a wood-fired barrel. I cooked ribs that look as juicy as anything that I've ever made, and it's wild animal. It's like we got lamb, we got wild boar, we got deer, and these are normally really, really lean cuts that are really, well, tough and not tender. But if I look at this, I just fall in love.
That's a lot. Not for 2 people. Still gonna eat with 2 people and a dog, and I don't mind. Whoa. Whoa.
I think, no, I know this is it. I just fallen in love.
No.
Heavily.
This must be the most tasteful thing I've ever had. How is that possible?
This was a lamb that I butchered myself. I cut it up in a couple of videos ago where we did the butt, you know? And I cut it real coarse because it looks cool. But this part of the lamb, whoa.
I'm gonna cherish this forever. I'm gonna, as a matter of fact, I'm gonna drive home in an hour and I'm gonna put Sade on, and she has a song, Cherish the Day. I'm gonna cherish this forever because this is amazing.
Look at how juicy this is. Like, seriously. It's dripping.
All right. This is boar or deer?
I don't know what you got there.
From this.
Yeah, that's deer.
Okay. Hey. Nee.
You forgot to feed the dog, Martian.
Whoa.
It's good too. This is the deer.
That's amazing. You just gave up the best things, the best treasures in your fridge for this.
That's 2 out of 3. I got the wild boar here. And I promise you the wild boar is gonna prove us wrong. It's the leg, is super heavy in flavor.
It's so rich. I'm gonna cry. It was just in that barrel down there.
I can't work like this. If everything turns out amazing. And I've been just like bleep, 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 gaming the whole time. I'm doing nothing.
How many levels you got higher?
Only 3. Let's be honest, I'm not the best player out there in the world.
You know, even the crust, everything developed differently, I believe. Differently than the normal barbecue would. I see structures that I've never seen before. It's weird.
It's like you're on a whole new planet.
Yeah. No, not a new planet. Different galaxy. I need to make a picture of this.
Hope you guys enjoyed this video, and if you did, then leave us a big thumbs up and a comment down below. Big thank you to our patrons and our YouTube members. Hope to see you guys next time. Until then, eet smakelijk.
Keep on grilling.
That's right. Boom.